Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. Bid you a warm welcome again to the bar. My name is Oladolupo for everybody joining for the very, very first time. Your one and only.
My name is Shola Rogers, and the Boom Bar is in full effect. What is the Boom Bar?
Boom Bar is the Boom Bar.
Well, according to the Lupo, Boom Bar is the Boom Bar.
Yeah.
But those of you who want to know why are we here, we are here to talk about topical issues every Monday to Friday at 3 p.m. and at 7 p.m. For 1 hour, we discuss politics, sometimes sports, sometimes music, sometimes politics, sometimes democratic issues, sometimes politics again. Basically, it's political season and it's the Boom Bar. That's why we're here.
Yep. So, like you said, there are a few things that we're definitely going to be talking about. There are a few things that have, but there's a little bit of how do I explain it now? There is politics, there is free speech, what to say and what not to say, who to say what to on social media or otherwise. This trust me, this is very broad because we're taking it from a Nigerian perspective and also an American perspective. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that as well. And looks like the Arewa Joint Committee meeting is not going anywhere anytime soon because it looks like everybody seems to be picking holes into everything everybody's saying. But for you to be, I've come to the realization because you see some things and you're like, seriously, these people do too much, yeah. But I've come to the realization that we need to get to a point where once you want to contest for like positions like a president or a governor, you are definitely in on like under a lot of scrutiny.
Yes, you are, and it just keeps getting more pronounced now that there are more media establishments. Yeah, there are more avenues for publishing and broadcasting.
I agree.
People now have the platforms that they
just
crave.
Say whatever it is they want to see and do it. So yeah, I think that's the bottom line for me now, because I actually felt funny at first when I see a lot of people doing a lot of things. I'm like, how is it your business? But it is what it is, really. Let's be honest with ourselves. And we're going to start from that, actually. And we're starting from a part of a speech. Again, going all the way back to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's speech in Kaduna, where there was a specific part where he had said that this basically that the North are very multi-tribed and there are a lot of tribes and a lot of ethnic groups in the North, which you cannot doubt. Actually, it's not every northerner that is a Hausa. It's not every northerner that is Fulani. I would probably be, if we look through geopolitical zones, I would probably regard it as a northerner. And I am Yoruba. So, yes, it makes a lot of sense, but he now went further to say...
It actually doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but carry on.
Let me finish. But he now went on to say... You didn't let me finish my sentence.
No, I'm still saying it still doesn't make any sense. But
he now went on to say that, but if we go to the south, that everybody in the southwest is Yoruba and everybody in the southeast is Igbo. So that's why they can say they want to be Yoruba nation or Igbo nation, or specifically whatever nation they call themselves. That was what he said. And I'm like, the first thing that pops in my head when you hear statements like that, because the honest truth is that somebody somewhere will come and probably explain it away. But my question goes back to, you do not want to be president. There's been 2 or 3 different conversations that has been attributed to him, saying a lot of things regarding the North, and I'm like, does this man really want to be president of the North, or he wants to be president of Nigeria? I think there's a lot of divisive statements that he maybe at times unconsciously makes, and I think it is off.
I don't think it's off. I think it's just who he is. So he is off. Abike Atiku is off. Shola Rogers said so. I'm not going to hold back. Yeah. And I have proof. The video is out there. The Arewa Consultative Forum, the Arewa meetings that Abike Atiku went to, is the same one that Bola Tinubu went to. Mm-hmm. It's the same one that Peter Obi went to. The only person that has gone there to talk tribe is Atiku. Because in his mind, when he got the invitation, he felt he was talking only to northern Nigeria. You start to question, do you want to govern Nigeria or govern northern Nigeria, Mr. Atiku? This is all you did. You went there, you kept the northerner needs this, the northerner needs that, the southerners are this and that. There are over 250 tribes in Nigeria. Over 250. You pointed out only 3. In the north, the Hausa form about 25% statistically, in Nigeria, of Nigeria's population. Mm-hmm. The Hausa, not even Hausa Fulani, the Hausa. Guess which tribe has 23.4%? It's the Yoruba people.
Okay.
If we take it further, because I don't know his claim to this, the man is just, I think he needs to go and sit down and start reading scripts. The Ijaw people are the oldest living tribe in Nigeria. Been in Nigeria over 500 years. I've never heard them say the kind of things that he's saying.
He's saying.
If we want to claim rights, the Ijaw nation got to Nigeria before anybody else. 500 years. What is he saying? And if we're not careful, Mr. Atiku will make you offend a larger group of people. So that's why I'm calling his name constantly, so that my brothers and sisters from the north know that I'm not talking about the entire north. I'm talking about one man who has taken it upon himself to divide and polarize Nigeria in his bid to rule the same Nigeria.
I have a question. What happened to... I watched a bit of his video, and I'm like, let's even assume that's what happens. There's only Yorubas in the southwest, there's only Igbos in the southeast. What happens to the south? Like he said, that they have the Ijaws, they have the Shakiris, they have the... where do you want to start quantifying, which he did not even mention at all? Are we saying they do not exist?
250. That means 250 countries. Do you understand? If you're talking tribes, that's 250 countries in one country. That's what it means. It's 250 countries in one country. Then you start playing up, you're always playing up one region, always trying to turn us against each other, in the same way claiming that you have built bridges across and that you are a unifier.
Oh, he's a unifier. He has a Yoruba wife, he has a Hausa wife. And
where's his Igbo wife?
Shebi, he had one.
Where is she?
I don't know.
Oh, is he still a unifier?
But you know that was actually... No, this is not even funny. It was... Are you saying that you never heard him talk about it before?
I'm not saying... I didn't say...
Oh, yes.
It
was a campaign thing that he's married from all over Nigeria, so he understands why. And I'm like, how is your orientation? How does that... Your manly orientation, what does that have to do with anything with really Nigeria? Like, I don't understand. But I think that somebody somewhere needs to tell him to stick to the script. There's still before we leave Atiku's case, there's a story going around where Mr. Femi Fani-Kayode has made some major allegations as to how he has been flown out of Nigeria because he's ill. There are pictures of him in Paris, actually, saying that he went for a business meeting, and Femi Fani-Kayode has some. I think it was a lot though, and then you shouldn't say those things if you don't have like hardcore evidence. Also, I saw another tweet. I can't remember exactly who was from yesterday too. That was kind of alleging something like that, but I hope that he's fine. Honestly, I don't even think we want all that drama at this point. Let's deal with issues and not people's illnesses.
Well, I will never wish another human being ill health. You know, we're all human, and even we that we're talking, some of us don't even know our own conditions. So I always get angry when people try to politicize those things. Yes, I'm not a big fan of Abike Atiku because of the things he has been saying since Saturday. But if he's ill, he has the right to be. He's human. And people should stop politicizing it. As long as he has not sworn an oath yet, he's not yet your president. Yes, he wants to be, and he's entitled, to his treatment and his personal space. But it's also a reminder to all Nigerian politicians of how they have failed. Every single one of them. I'm not removing anybody on that list. If you have ever governed Nigeria from 1960 to date, you're a failure. If people still need to be carried abroad for treatment, you're a failure. You can't build a world-class hospital that you are proud of being treated in. You're failed. That's the truth. So, a former 8-year vice president of Nigeria, if it's true that he's been flown out, you failed, sir. Yes. And even the president of Nigeria too. Yes, in the area of health, they're going to tell me how he's built more hospitals, how he's they shored up things during COVID. There are more ICUs now. I get that. There's a cancer center. Loot is this, UCH is. I get all of that. But sir, can you be treated in any of those hospitals? Oh, you can't? Sorry, sir. You failed. Mr. Atiku, if you're ill, speedy recovery, come back. I want you to run this election and win if you deserve to, if Nigerians vote for you, and lose if you are not voted for. I don't want a situation where they tell me Tinubu is ill, or Peter Obi is that, no, or Sowore is this, or Kwankwaso is something. Let them win or lose at the polls.
Yeah, that's it. Really.
So, in the words of a wise man, I wish you soonest recover.
What is that?
You are really Gen Z.
No, I'm not.
What are you?
I don't know, but definitely not. I'm a millennial.
You're Gen Z.
What is?
You might be born in a millennial era, but you're a Gen Z.
What was that?
Soonest recover.
What is that? Who said that?
Let me grammatical error. Soonest recover.
Shina Peters, yeah.
At the Nigerian Music.
Oh yeah, I think I remember. Now I think I've seen that video somewhere.
At the Nigerian Music Awards in the 90s, which is why you didn't know, and his excuse.
It just clicked. Like I think I've seen that story somewhere before.
Yeah, you were not around then like that,
Excuse you.
Yes, you were not. You were still suckling and all of that. So yes, it's the truth. Yes.
What year was this?
To look for 90s.
90s, yeah.
How old were you in the 90s?
It doesn't matter.
At the Nigerian Music Awards, Shina Peters won the Juju category. He was voted, the best. And the former winner or previous winner and one of the biggest, and still the biggest till today, King Sunny Ade, was ill. He had been ill for months. Like, everybody was on about Sunny Ade's illness that year. And Shino Peters, in the goodness of his heart, on stage, while receiving his award, dedicated it and said, I wish him a soonest recover.
See, I have to say some things. There are some things that is rather not said. Just keep your English to yourself.
We still want to interview Shino Peters, so let's not talk too much on this matter.
It still doesn't matter. It's still there. I'm sure the video is somewhere.
Let me tell you one of the best PR stunts that anybody could
He made a song out of it.
He made a song out of it.
Oh yeah, it happens. Remember the terrible what's it called?
Too much sense.
The
Davido's
freestyle, and then his song, a huge hit came out of it as well. So yeah, we see those things happen, but you are just made us divert from what we were.
It's the bar now. Kilo coming. I'm making money.
Anyway, good news to Nigerians, especially the people that travel in the east, where as of today, the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, had confirmed that the construction of the Second Niger Bridge is completed. Basically, he's saying that it will soon be open for public use. And according to what I read, he said that the only thing that is left, he said that the recent surge of flood has slowed a lot of things down, and that there's a dredger in place, and then that they have to rebuild the road by reclaiming sand. They're saying that is because that is why that is on the Onitsha side, where a 7-kilometer road that links the bridge to the Onitsha Owerri interchange. So that is it. But the bridge itself, that you can actually go on it, you can walk on it, you can drive on it, that it's actually done right now. Did you ever think this day will come where there will be a second Niger Bridge?
Well, it became one of those things like Space 1999. Space 1999, when we were young. It was one of those sci-fi TV series that we used, and they talked about Space 1999, like, was 1999 ever going to come?
I think for me it was the millennium. Like the millennium was like, oh my god.
You don't get
coming.
A child that was born in 99 is now a grandmother in some countries. Abby?
No, maybe not grandmother though, but
borderline grandmother.
Mother, Sha.
Grandmother. Anyhow, so it was one of those things that you always heard about, and it became a talking point for politicians. And when they tell you some of those funny promises that politicians made, Second Niger was one of those promises. Then you hear them say, we'll build bridges, we'll do this, we'll build the Second Niger Bridge, we'll build. Politician after politician after politician, kept on using it as a talking point and as a selling point.
As a selling point.
And they just never got around to doing it, And you'll be glad that it's been done.
Yeah.
But, a lot of fact checking and stuff. People don't know that it's Second Niger is not actually Second Niger.
Oh yeah, they few other bridges that link. But the thing is that are those bridges not in use? So they're just called different names? Okay, maybe I get what you're saying, because like now what we call Third Mainland Bridge, there is actually a first and second mainland bridge, but they're not called First and Second, Third Mainland Bridge. Okay. Makes sense.
The River Niger transverses, its source is from Guinea, and it transverses about 4 or 5 countries. You get, so there's several bridges across. Yes, it's the truth. There's several bridges across the River Niger. Everybody makes it sound, the Second Niger Bridge, the
Second Niger Bridge in Nigeria.
Even in Nigeria, But let's go on. I trust the fact that we don't do this research, because maybe the focal point was that old Niger Bridge.
That old Niger Bridge, yeah.
And again, a word of caution: the bridge is going to be tolled.
Oh, it's going to be tolled.
It's going to be tolled, just like the Lagos-Ibadan
It's
expressway is going to be tolled.
So if you don't want it, go back to your old bridge.
Government owes you an alternative route. So the old bridge is still going to be free.
Oh yeah.
And people can use it. Like for people who don't want to use the Lagos-Ibadan expressway, when
there's
the
plenty
tolls
roads.
open,
Plenty roads.
there's the A1, because this is E1. So there's the A1 that goes through Abeokuta, Ota, and all of that, which you can use. You can decide to go through Ikorodu or Ekpe, through Ijebu or Shagamu.
So back to Ibadan.
Yes, you can take Ijebu Ode.
No, I'm not saying that is not, but all that journey just because of toll. Anyway, everybody has choices to do whatever it is they want to do anyway. So that is that. But just wanted to put that out there that so for people that have been looking forward to this, yes, there is going to be an alternative route. There is now an alternative route to the Niger Bridge. Also, now let's move on quickly from that, and we're going to talk about a few things that have been happening. Okay, you know what? I was going to talk about some speech and everybody, but before we go to that, so we carried a story yesterday, and we talked about it, where Governor Wike decided to endorse the APC governor. In fact, it went as far as saying, where I saw the video, that he doesn't. I think something like anybody contesting against Governor Sanwoolu is wasting their time. Mm-hmm. That with the amount of work that is being done here, and that he's being scolded, that he's going back to Rivers. He went on and on. Governor Wike knows how to talk and knows how to embellish a lot of things, though. And I honestly was saying yesterday, and I was like that there is a PDP candidate in Lagos State. If he was not going to endorse the guy, that is in the person of Dr. Olajide Adediran, popularly known as Jandor. If he was not going to endorse the guy, he could have just been quiet.
And you will use Wike and quiet in the same sentence. If I was your English teacher, what do you think I would call you? Wike and quiet. Governor Wike na joke na play. As he did paint them, he did sweet us. As he did sweet us. There's no way Nyesom Wike will be quiet for anybody. In fact, I fear for the man. My own fear is that when he drops his immunity, there will be so many court cases.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you.
There will be so
Too many
people coming for this man from all angles. Like, I hope he has bought one island somewhere that
he's not coming back to Nigeria again.
I worry for him in serious terms.
Genuinely.
But, yeah, I do. But it's politics, right? And you're done, right? I can respond. There's something.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the angle. Maybe let me just put everything out. Now, the Lagos State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has said that what Governor Wike said is the rant of a drowning man who will clutch at a straw.
You say?
It is.
There's more. There is more.
Wait, let me be specific. Quote, beginning of quote. Rant of a drowning man who will clutch at straw. End of quote. Beginning of quote. I only wonder, let it be out there that is not me that I paraphrased it. I only wonder how Governor Wike, who didn't support Jandor and at the same time couldn't stop him from picking the party ticket in Lagos, despite his supposed might within the PDP, will apportion to himself the decision of generality of Lagosians in the forthcoming election. While we won't but acknowledge Governor Wike's developmental strides in rivers, which has within used influx of other state chief executives, including Sanwoolu, for commissioning. It is worrisome that Governor Wike will call Sanwoolu a performer without asking how many times he has invited anyone to Lagos for commission, even ordinary borehole, in his almost 4 years as governor. Okay, you people, you are taking the state so far. My dear governor and leader, we promise to surrender Sanwoolu jobless and send him to the club of you former governors next year. Okay, end of quotes. Now, before you say something, I just wanted to say that, it's okay that you don't like Sanwoolu, but
that they don't like.
They don't like Sanwoolu. It's PDP. Is understandable. But to now say that he has not called anybody for commissioning, that he has not even commissioned a borehole, uncle, and when the train starts, so you people will sit in it too. Oh girl, you people should be coming down. That's my own. Like, it's okay not to like somebody. The same way I said it a lot, yeah. I'm not so much of a fan of Governor Wike, but is he doing amazing in River State? Yes, he is. Let's call a spade a spade. You people, let's be reducing this our political, hatred. Thank you very much. Over to you. Over and out.
Okay. It's politics season, and of course, the Lagos PDP have chosen to respond, and they decided to go on the war path. With some Wike. I get it if it's an open endorsement of the opposition governor, who is the sitting governor, is hurtful, and their statement shows that it's hurtful, right? But you see, this is why brains like ours is required. This is what I would do. Here is the bar, and we like to profess solutions here. This is what I would do. Absolutely nothing. Ignore Wike, ignore Sanwoolu, and act like nothing happened. Do you understand? Of course, the media will not let it slide. And by the time they come through, you would say that you respect Wike a lot as a member of the party and is entitled to his opinions. However, your own views of what has happened differ, in the sense that if they were doing so well, why is this area of Lagos like this, like that? There are parts of Lagos that you can bring out now.
Yes,
do you understand?
Yeah.
And point it out and say, but that you're not trying to join issues with Wike, but you would not attack Wike and Sanwoolu in the same vein and relax and think that there won't be some kind of backlash. So like you now, Dolubo, you said even if they don't like him, they must acknowledge some of the things that he has done. And you see, this is the problem with Nigerian politics. I use the quotation mark. Nigerian politicians feel that acknowledging what someone has done well or seeing it means that
you're endorsing the person. Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Let me give you a free lesson in PR. Oh, Governor Sanwoolu, you've done well. You're finally starting the blue line and the red line after almost 15 or 18 years of us saying about the train. Congratulations. But if your party was serious, by now, the 7 lines in Lagos will be up and running.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying here? Like, I acknowledge that you're bringing
something to the table. Yeah.
Metro rail, the first in West Africa.
Yeah.
Do you get? No, the first one that will function, because there was Abuja Metro that they have now stolen the tracks, and that one is now moribund.
Is it that it never? I don't think it ever came on.
It operated for a while. You see, the whole plan about Abuja Metro was flawed. Oh. If you're going to operate a metro, you're supposed to target an area where people would need it the most. Mm-hmm. So why are you terminating your metro at the airport? You get that is we've all been to Abuja Airport. You see how far it is.
It makes sense, but
no, you should run the metro
from the airport.
No, it's the first line. Run it from where they actually need it the most, in the metropolis, where people will get on and pay.